Hey man, if there's anybody out there that's struggling right now, that's going through a hard time, that's in the middle of the storm, guys, life starts with surrender. Life starts with surrender. Give it to God. We can't carry these things. We can't do it with our own strength. He's the only one who can do it. So let him in. Just let him in and watch the miracles and the promises start happening in your life. I don't care if I'm this kid's dad for a day, a week, a month, a year, 100 years. I'm gonna be the best darn dad to this kid that I can possibly be for however long he's here.
Goated Podcast, welcome back. Thank you guys for joining again. Today is a special treat, as always, but today we have two goats in the building. I don't call myself a goat, but there's three of us on this episode, which is awesome. We've got dangerous Damon Reed, now the coach of the Iron Man, John Cantrell. 15-0, stud. Between the three of us, thousands of beatdowns across the world, okay? I haven't traveled other countries. I handled Florida. These guys have handled the states, the rest of the world with beatdowns, and I'm so pumped to have both these guys here today. Definitely the most dangerous room, I will say, that we've ever had for the Goated Podcast. So welcome to the show. First time down here.
Thank you, sir.
To visit the Goated HQ or Goated Out. Blessed
coolest.
to be able to sponsor John and the upcoming fight. He's got a fight in December to go 16-0. He's got 14 knockouts. So there's a 93% chance you're going to get knocked out if you step up to this guy. I don't know what my percentage is. I'm going to look after this because when I heard that, I was like, I wonder what my percentage is if you're going to leave the building or not. It's higher. It's much higher. But the Goated Mentality, Goated Podcast, no better two guests to have today, so blessed to have them. We've got a ton to talk about. God is so good. We talk about that daily, and we talk about in Goated Mentality, having God over all things. To be a goat, you got to put God over all things, and these guys live by that too. And to be tough, real men in today's culture is a blessing to hear from them today. So I hope you enjoy the episode, and let's jump into it. So John, you want to start? Tell us, you got the big mic there. Tell us how you guys met. Your side of the story. Sorry, John. And what the journey's been like. It's
Man, awesome. So just to fast forward, right? We're going to do a quick catch up. Graduated college. Whole life I was an atheist. I was going to teach high school kids that Christianity was a fairy tale and that God was a fairy tale, and it was just a way to keep people in social control and social constraints, a way to keep people in slavery.
That was the
right?
goal.
That was it. That was it. Decided I didn't want to be a teacher. A little over a year later, I'm sitting in federal prison for distribution of methamphetamine, cocaine, and heroin. Right, so from graduating college to federal prison, happened that fast. That's how fast drugs and addiction took me downhill. Right before I went to prison, man, there's two ways to know Christ: special revelation and general revelation. General revelation is, the world is just far enough away from the sun to where life exists, the state of Israel. All these things that everybody knows, like there is a creator, right? There is a intelligent design.
Yeah.
And then there's special revelation, right? That is when God introduces himself to you.
Yeah.
And I'd attempted suicide via car wreck, when I was on pretrial release, getting ready to go to the feds. I thought my life was over. I couldn't stay sober.
So you were in prison, you got out?
No. So this is before prison.
Oh, before prison.
I'm on pretrial release, and I'm like, dude, my life is over. I'm going to prison, and I can't stay sober. I'm just hurting the people that love me the most. My life's over.
Yeah.
So I attempted suicide and literally went through a car accident that nobody walks away from, and Jesus Christ carried me through the entire thing.
Amazing.
Walked away without a scratch. Without a scratch. Nobody survives nobody survives that.
Blown away.
Yeah, dude, they're like, they wanted to, so the cops and the EMTs got into a fight. They're like, the cops were like, we're arresting him for a DUI, and the EMT's like, he has a broken neck or a broken back, and he's so effed up, he just doesn't know it. We have to take him to a hospital.
Wow.
I got to the hospital and they checked me out, nothing.
Fine.
Right, so I have my interaction with Christ, and my whole life changes in that moment. Everything changes about me in that moment, and all of a sudden I know there's more. There's something coming, and I had hope. So I turned myself into the U.S. Marshals right after that and started doing my time because I know I'm going to do time. I'm not doing any good on the street.
Yep.
I might as well start doing my time. So I started doing my time. God starts putting people in my life to teach me the Bible, man, and he just starts working on me there. And you got two choices when you go to prison. You can look at it as, man, this is a waste of time. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Like, I'm just here, while everything else is going on. Or this is an uninterrupted time in my life that I can really focus on becoming the human being that I want to be. Right? So that's what I did, man. I focused on discipline. I remember when I was a kid, my dad told me, John, look at your 3 best friends. You want to know what kind of person you are, look at the people that you surround yourself with.
Bingo.
He said, you're hanging out with drunks and dope addicts and drug dealers and gangsters. Yeah. And sure enough, man, that's what I was doing. That's exactly what I became. So when I was in prison, I started surrounding myself with people that had the things that I wanted. I want to have a really good relationship with God. Well, if I want what they have, I'm going to start doing what they do to get that. Yeah. So I started surrounding myself with godly men, business owners that had made a bad choice and taking a shortcut that they shouldn't have taken. Yeah. And it changes my life. So I get home, meet the girl of my dreams, and we've got the world by the short and curlies. So I got big. I got real big.
Gained weight?
Oh, man, I got big. So no. So when I got out, I was going to run an Ironman competition. Okay. And that's where the nickname came from. So I was going to run an Ironman competition. I started training for an Ironman. It ended up falling the same weekend as my wedding because we had rain and we had an outdoor wedding. So I had to make a choice. And I made the right choice. Instead of running the race, I married the girl, man. I married the girl. So I married the girl of my dreams. And then we had, it wasn't all over then. I just celebrated 5 years sobriety a year after I got out. And I told my wife at the time, and she wasn't a believer. I said, I either want to have kids or I want to have fun. And she said, well, what does having fun look like? And I was like, well, I'd like to have a drink every once in a while. And I had a drink, and that lasted for about a month where I could have a drink. And then it was more and more and more and more. And then there was that time that I drank too much, and my judgment went out the window. And then I started using methamphetamine again. And I kicked her out of the house. We split up. It was horrible. But what's funny is that was her way to find Christ. That was the worst thing that she'd gone through, and it drove her to open the book. Wow. It drove her to open the book. What brought me out of my relapse was she called me and invited me to go to church. Wow. And I'm thinking, how could this girl who I think is the devil, why she wouldn't do that? Like, you can't sit at both tables. You can't serve both God and Satan. Yeah. So she invited, it's God and Amon, but she invited me to go to church, and everything changed. So I didn't think I could have kids. We went out with a couple and they prayed for us, and within 3 days, we conceived. So we got baptized together. We start living this really good life. We both have really good jobs. COVID happens. We both get sent home. I'm managing, 90 welders from home and managing big steel projects from home, and Taylor's working from home.
You weren't fighting at the time?
No. So I'd had a couple amateur MMA fights, but I'd never taken it seriously. I was just a brawler. Yeah. That's why.
And you were working in a business, you were working.
Yeah, I was a senior project manager, the senior director of project management and estimation for a big steel company.
Okay, nice.
Right. So we have good jobs, and we go and we pray, and then we find out Taylor's pregnant, dude. And I knew that God put me on this earth to be a dad. And I wanted to be a good dad, just like my dad was to me, man. I had the best parents in the world. So Taylor gets pregnant, dude, and we have the coolest pregnancy ever. And dude, this woman was about some Sonic. Supersonic double cheeseburger, large tater tot, Route 44 cherry limeade, 3 times a day. We were crushing Sonic, bro. So I gained I gained my sympathy weight, and I gained my COVID weight, and I put those together, and I put on about 70 extra pounds. I was already big, bro. I was 240, 250. So you put another 65 pounds on top of that.
Over 300.
I was over 300.
Wow. And you're 6'2"?
6'2".
That's big.
I was big. I was a big boy.
Nose tackle.
Yeah. Yeah. Big.
And you were, at that time, after you found out you were pregnant, you guys were pregnant.
Yes.
You had been clean for a little while, right?
So I put together a year.
A year.
I put together
nice.
A year.
Okay, awesome. And, it's just amazing. If you could touch on the story of and you've probably seen it too, Coach, is rock bottom, how the switch flips for a lot of people, right? Not as much as it used to be, in my opinion. I think a lot more people get to that rock bottom, and we're in a place where you can just kind of stay at rock bottom, where you can get handed a lot.
There's no such thing as rock bottom, bro. I grab a shovel and just keep on digging.
Digging even deeper.
It's surrender. You were brought
It's true.
to a point of surrender. Now, people find that at different levels.
True.
People find that at different areas. You know, for Coach, he didn't have to be homeless and lose everything and lose his family and lose his wife.
Yeah.
It didn't take him that far
Yeah.
before he was like, you know what, I'm done.
This isn't the right thing.
I'm surrendering.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it was like, I'm homeless with a needle sticking out of my arm, living under a bridge, eating pizza out of trash cans. You know,
That was a totally different level. No, and I think that's amazing because people listening, I mean, we talk about, and we've talked about maybe you being a part of it, is doing a recovery Wednesdays or recovery Thursdays, just accepting that, and I should say there's obviously other ways that you could be controlled by things that are not necessarily
sin.
always substance,
It's
right?
sin in general. So my recovery meeting that I pastor,
Yes.
like, it's pornography, it's depression,
Gambling.
anxiety, like letting medications control your life. It's anything that you put in front of God.
So true, and that's why God over all things is a healthier.
Amen.
And when we came across it, it was not something I live by. Still, we all struggle with not putting God first. Put my kids first. Try to put my wife first, and it's like, which one do I? So it's a struggle. It's not the easiest thing. But when you have things that you know are not good for you, and your body's telling you are not good for you, and
Well, and you
the
want to
results
stop.
aren't good,
Right? You want to stop.
Yeah.
You get to a point where you want to quit and you can't.
Yeah. Then
You know, I'm sitting there sobbing because I don't want to get high as I stick a needle into my arm.
Yeah.
Brutal.
My heart goes out to those, and I know your heart goes out to those people too.
That's my life.
Even more.
That's my
That's
life
where you
now,
came.
man.
And you speak to people through the prison ministry, through
Oh yeah. I
recovery.
I got to talk to 33,000 prisoners, the entire state of Missouri DOC. Like I got to ride a Harley through the pen bars, right? And like it was my first time in 9 years getting to go like behind the wall again.
Yeah.
And I went in and gave my story, and like, dude, grown men were crying. At least 30 guys came up and gave their lives to Christ afterwards. They were like, dude, like what you talked about like refining your identity in Christ and you know, the two most important days of your life, the day you're born and the day you find out why, like, dude, all of a sudden everything just made sense. Like God's been knocking on my door for years and I've been too proud and my ego's been too big and I've been too stubborn to let him in. Like, I'm ready. Can I do it? Can we do it now? And I'm like, bro, repeat after me. You're about to join the family. Let's go.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That, I mean, if you're listening and that like doesn't challenge you, I'm being challenged now to just use our story. Our stories across all of everyone listening. You've got a story, and God's put you through things to make you stronger, to make you better. And if you're not pursuing the greatest you can be, you're probably not listening to this podcast, because if you listen to this podcast, we're trying to pursue the greatest we can be.
Amen.
And you're going to find that, and when you find that, pour into other people and share it. Even if you don't think it's going to resonate, a lot of times it does. They'll go, oh, you're talking about you went through this and grew up this way and were controlled by this, and I have something else that's kind of like that. Sounds just like the same story, same outcome. Right. I love data. As a business owner, data, if your results aren't good, you can look at the data and go, man, the choices I made this morning for breakfast probably probably made me more tired today. The choices we made last quarter didn't result to the results we wanted. So you got to make a change and constantly be looking at data with our bodies, with our performance, and our businesses, our family. If your family and your kids, I got a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, we got young kids. If they're not acting right, and they're yelling at mom, they've probably heard you yell at mom, or they've learned it somewhere. Or they're watching the wrong stuff on TV.
Amen.
So look at the data and study that.
And just to cap on what you said, man, if you're wondering what your purpose is in life, and you're wondering what you're here for, and you say, man, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, I feel like I'm floating around lost, I want you to stop and take a minute and look at the storms that you've walked through in your life. Those storms are your purpose. Because what you've been through and what God has carried you through, He has given you a testimony to share with other people that are going through those exact same storms.
So true.
Wow.
Yeah, that this past week, my dad in our Bible study said, you're either in a storm, you're coming out of one, or you're walking towards one, cruising towards one. So
Amen.
Evaluate those and see what, and praise the ones you've been through. And it becomes a lot more easy to identify when you're headed towards one. And headed towards a speed bump or a challenge, and things become much smaller. When you look at what God brought you through, it's like, I've already been here. I've already been through something like this.
I know where to lean.
Exactly.
I know whose strength to lean on.
Exactly. Coach, tell us about your life fighting, if you can, and places you went. So John's 15-0. You fought 90 fights, 100 fights?
Yeah, I've had like around 93 professional fights.
93. Wow.
17, 18 of those were exhibitions and no contests, which were actual real fights, though. But you could do that 25 years ago. You fight a guy 10-0, I was 9-0, and go fight each other to the death, and that didn't count, but I mean it counted.
Yeah,
you got paid and everything else.
For sure.
Yeah, with my actual record. But yeah, I fought for the heavyweight championship of the world. I fought for the cruiserweight championship of the world. I fought James Toney. I fought Hasim Rahman, Deontay Wilder. I fought Herbie Hyde for the heavyweight championship of the world. And
My
I've been
goodness.
12 rounds 3 times, 10 rounds 10 times, and 8 rounds. So yeah, pretty lucky I can still talk right. So,
Yeah.
But
No, and you're
been
in
all
great
over the
shape.
world, been to Europe 30 times, and promoted 135 shows, 140 shows now with the shows that I've been
worked.
part of, I want to say at least,
Wow.
in that ways. Managed hundreds of fighters, but of all of them, I believe John is my best project and my biggest one, my best one, and he's actually brought me closer to God.
Damon
and
teaches me
much
boxing.
more.
I teach Damon Jesus.
I love it.
Through all this, I've
I love it.
currently doing the 75 hard right now, and my 3 books are Martyrs and Jesus Freaks and Strongholds right now that
Let's
I've
go.
got from him.
Demolishing strongholds.
You know,
That's right.
People say, what's the best thing you get out of that? And I say, probably the books, man. I can do the workouts. I can do that. That's what I do. I'm kind of cheap because
That's easy.
I can do 45 million on my workouts with him every day.
Yeah.
So I get one of them. It's my job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had a great career. Boxing really saved my life, man. I was dealing drugs, and I was on I'm gonna say I was on the streets, but I was doing not good. I played a couple years of college football, hurt myself, got out after that. I didn't know, worked at a drive-thru for my parents on a restaurant, and then I go to boxing, and I go to Chicago area, Hammond, Indiana, actually, and met my wife Sarah, and then lived there, fulfilled a contract for 5 years, and brought her back to Topeka, Kansas, and started Team Topeka. And I got 2 unbelievable kids now. One's a lawyer, one's a model in New York. So
Amazing.
their mother did
Unreal.
a
That is good.
I gotta give.
They got good genes from their mom.
I
Don't
gotta
worry.
say, Sarah did an amazing job. I put a little money in the drawer, but she did a great job. And boxing literally, people take it as a brutal and things like that, but it literally 100% saved my life, and I'm still getting dividends from it to this day.
Yeah.
Not just through John, but people that you meet and they remember you, and just the things about it, But with John here and where he's came from, and I know when we started, we said, well, how'd you meet John? John was 315 pounds when I met him.
Wow.
And within about 6 months, he was 220 pounds.
So when he walked into the gym, I think you told me of this. Was he 315 when he walked in and said, I
Yeah.
want you to coach me?
Yeah.
He was really big,
In
man.
5.5
Butterbean.
months, Damon cut 105 pounds off me. I went from 45% body fat to 10% body fat with a 6-pack in 5.5 months.
5.5 months.
Yeah, he just kept showing up.
Yeah.
just
He
kept
told me
showing
no,
up.
bro.
Yeah,
he
he
told me
said that.
no.
You
A couple months. I mean, it's because I've done it. I've done it with so many fighters, and it takes a long process, to.
Yeah.
And he was done. He was like, dude, I'm ready to retire. I've got these couple
Yeah,
fighters
this is a
left.
project.
I'd sold my restaurant recently, and so I could have retired. I'd owned a sports bar for about 17 years.
Yeah.
And, but, he just kept showing up. And I mean, honestly, really, if you really, and I think about it, and you think there's a reason for it, with God or,
Yeah.
what people want to say it was.
For sure.
I mean, because here we are, and I'm going through some amazing things, meeting you guys, doing things with John that's, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Really
No, I'm
is. It's
pumped to have
awesome.
you.
It's fun. And then watching this guy, but the one thing I always tell him is, John, we got to get better. You can't play boxing. We're going from here straight to the gym. Because
Yep.
this is you don't play boxing. You can play basketball and you can do that, but you don't play boxing. Or MMA or whatever. You don't
Always
play. You can get
working.
hurt. You know what I mean? And I got a lot of friends that don't talk like they used to talk when they started. But he's got a lot of family and friends that'll tell him, hey man, starting to slur your words a little bit, buddy. It's time to quit.
Yeah.
So and I did too, and thank God that never happened.
Yeah.
I learned real fast to be able to go sideways instead of real forward.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
That's what he's teaching me. We've learned that real quick in the last couple months.
We got 10 rounds here, man. You don't have to get it done in 3.
No.
You got to keep a memory. If something happens to you in the first round, it's a good shot. Well, we'll get him back.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have
Within the eighth,
to be
ninth.
right there.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be right then. So, but yeah, it's just been an amazing ride, and this last 4 years with him has been amazing. And I got the best partner, Craig Cummings. He fought for the world title as well.
Okay.
He's my best friend and business partner. We before John, we probably did 125 boxing shows together. 14 one year was our most we ever had done, and we were doing about 10 shows a year, and literally managed 70 fighters at a time, taking them to Madison Square Garden, and a couple other title fights, maybe not the world title fights like we had fought for, or what I hope that John does, which John's getting there, man.
Yeah.
He really is. People talk about it, but he's really, really getting and climbing the the ropes. And fight December 13th, we're fighting for the IBF, a regional title, which will get him ranked in the top 20 in the IBF, which, will constitute you, will get you available to fight for a real world title.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just exciting stuff, man, and just so glad that we hooked up and our paths crossed, and that just bring it up, man. I've been to church more times since I've met John now than I had been in 20 years previous.
Amazing. And I bet his wish for you is to, in the future, be on a mic going, Jesus saved my life, not boxing, but boxing got you there. And I love what both of you are doing, because, number one, I have to say, I love a ton what you guys are doing. That's why you're part of the Goated family, and we love to have, I'm grateful that we have you, because the sport needs it. The history, I grew up in Miami, so the history of boxing there was, if you had an anger problem, that was your path. That's where you should be, right? And I boxed against some kids that were smaller than me, but angrier, and had some more, on their shoulder, the nick on their shoulder, or whatever they call it. And I realized quick, I'm like, okay, you got to have some dog in you, which I did. I thought I did. Yeah. But you come across the wrong guy, and you're not trained, and you don't play. So I'm glad, because I did make friends with a lot of those guys I trained with, and they had a lot of hurt. Yeah. And they had a lot of stuff going on at home, and they wanted to be in the gym, not because that's where they want to be. It's some of them the only place they could be. Right. And they didn't have a good home life. Or they saw mom hitting dad, or dad hitting mom, and I have a lot of friends like that. So I love what you're doing, and I love that your mission is important to both of you guys, number one. Number two, if you could talk about, in the boxing world, we talk about being a GOAT. And I always ask, and I'll ask in a little bit, who your GOATs are for both of you. But in boxing, you have to have quick recognition of data. You have to remember what happened in the round before, and in the moves, and the spots before, and where their weaknesses are, and have a plan. Yeah. And it's not a plan that you can adjust at a timeout most of the time.
Just gotta go.
You gotta figure it out. And then, so talk about that, and what boxing in the grand scheme of life kind of has taught both of you, if you haven't.
Man, so my GOAT is, well, there's a couple of them, man. Rocky Marciano is the OG, the guy, was 180 pounds fighting these monsters, and dude, he just trained harder than everybody else. And for me, coming up with, I've only been professionally boxing for real for 4.5 years, so I knew off the bat, like, these guys are going to be better boxers than I am. They're going to have more ring time, they're going to have more experience, they're going to know more, they've been around it more. So I'm going to have to just out-train everybody and outwork everybody, and that's what Damon has shown me. He's, that's when he started believing in me and believing that we could really do something, was when he saw, like, I have no quit in me, and my engine will just go forever.
Yeah. Gas tank never quit, man. I was like, hey, this guy's got a gas tank. Run like a deer, man. Like, who's chasing you, bro? It's crazy. It was awesome to see, man, and I always tell him, I say, let's don't forget what brought us here is that gas tank. Let's go get that road work. He put in 7 miles this morning. So I'm his coach. I put in about 3.91. He's running around, 45 minutes this guy did it,
On the asphalt,
like,
running?
And I'm like, man, he's in shape, and we got a game plan for this fight coming up. We're not going to say what it is, but we got one. And it's going to pay off.
I love it. So this fight, big one. Hopefully we'll be there.
Yes.
My staff will be there, and I'm hoping to be there.
Awesome.
Can't wait. And after this, so you can get in the top 20. You're going to be in the top 20 of IBF, right?
And hopefully it'll get him ranked in the top 10 in the USA in the through BoxRec. It'll be stuck, maybe 9 in the United States.
Okay.
Is that, and then top 60 in the world through the BoxRec, but through the IBF, correct? It'll be in the top 20, which is one of the 4 major belts. You have the IBF, WBO, WBC, and the WBA. Those are the 4. There's a million belts nowadays.
Yeah.
They make them up every day.
Yeah. But those are the big 4.
But those are the ones where
majors.
They're recognizable. They're really recognizable.
And is it governed, like, have there been other fights in the IBF? Or is this the first one?
For me, it'll be my first one.
First one in. Okay.
So I'm currently ranked number 9 in the IBF in the USA.
Nice.
If I win this one, I shoot up considerably.
Nice. When you win this one.
Yeah.
Love it.
God willing.
Yeah, no, I love it. The
I follow what you say more like when you do this. And his God
When
willing, I
you
said,
do.
we're going to win this fight, man. We're going to do it. I'm telling you, man.
100%.
John's he's a nice guy, man. Get a little meaner, man. Let's go.
yes, no, I love it. We all now in Naples. It's in Topeka. It's going to be in Topeka.
Yes, sir.
And Naples, you've had a tour this week, which has been awesome and a blessing to see.
Awesome.
Everyone's wanted to meet you both and have you in their town. I know you're. Did you go to Tito's last night?
Yep, hit Tito's.
Nice. So you got the city of Naples behind you. You got the Goated family behind you. I'm gonna have a ton of messages and questions on where to find you. It's the Iron Man, John Cantrell. I'll tag and you'll be able to follow. We'll probably be there streaming or.
So the pay-per-view, we'll have pay-per-view for
Pay-per-view?
$9.99. I wanted to make it super affordable, so all my people could watch that aren't,
Done.
can't make it to the fight.
I love it. And then let's talk about family. So I love your story with, you didn't tell us the rest of, so you're expecting, and you've got a blessing that you got back with your wife.
Yeah. So we're back together. We get baptized together. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my life, getting baptized with my wife. Dude, it was in a horse trough in March, and it was like 40-degree water. And like we went in, and when we came up from the water, it was like we just came out of a hot bath. We were on fire. It was one of the craziest experiences ever. Like just on fire with the Spirit.
Yeah.
So we're both working from home. We're both just living our best lives, having a good time. Eating what we want, doing what we want. And man, perfect pregnancy. We go 40 weeks plus 3 days. Every appointment, it's like perfect pregnancy, perfect pregnancy, perfect pregnancy. So we go in. We have a scheduled induction on Monday, but we're going to check in Sunday night so we can get everything ready. Well, we ended up going in like 45 minutes, an hour early, just because I'm impatient.
Oh yeah.
I want this kid out.
Yeah.
I read the New Testament to this kid while he's in the womb. I played music for him. I read the first 3 Harry Potter books. I read the entire Lord of the Rings series. Like, I can't wait for this kid. I want him to, like the music I like and like the, and just, I'm so excited to have a built-in best friend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we go in and we get checked into the hospital, man. And as soon as they put the fetal heart monitor on my wife, like, they're like, there's a problem. It may just be something like this, whatever, not a big deal. We're going to have you lay on your side, but there's a chance we might have to do a C-section. And it was in that moment that things seemed, yeah. Like you get that feeling like something's wrong, and all of a sudden your heart just is like
sinks,
into your stomach. So we, dude, the next thing we know, a doctor comes in and he's like, I'm here for the C-section, and we're like, oh, okay. So they took my wife down and they, gave her an epidural and got her ready to take Cooper out via C-section, and they put me in a little paper outfit, your arms come out this far and it only goes up to your shins, And I sat down with my wife, and then they had the curtain up, and then all the doctors and everybody were on the other side, and they cut her and they told her to push, and she pushed, and they pulled Cooper out, and they held up this huge, beautiful 9.5-pound baby. And I mean, he was just gorgeous, but he wasn't crying. So they took him with them, they held him up, took him with them. And I noticed like he was like purple. And I stayed with my wife because like she was, like her heart rate was over 200 beats a minute. Like she was in a panic. So the nurse came around and she said, Mr. Cantrell, I need you to come with me. So I walked around the partition, and the doctor had my son. He had his head in one hand and his chest in the other. He was shaking him like this. And, it was the worst moment of my life. And the nurse said, Mr. Cantrell, your son died during birth. He died before he came out. He's not breathing and he doesn't have a heartbeat. So I did the only thing I knew how to do. And I got down on my hands and knees, and I pressed my face to the OR floor, and I smashed it as hard as I could to try to humble myself before God as much as I could. And I started begging. And I said, God, if you bring my son back, I will dedicate the entire rest of my life to serving you and to telling everybody that I bump into who you are and what you did for me if you do this. And I begged and I pleaded and I begged and I pleaded for 12 minutes. for 12 minutes. And then Jesus Christ rose my son from the dead like Lazarus. And then they rushed him into a little room, a little NICU room, and they took my wife because like they had to, like she was in bad shape, like she's losing blood, like they had to give her Valium to like slow her heart rate down, and it was bad. And I'm thinking to myself, this woman who I just literally put through hell with my relapse. I mean, like adultery, cheated on her, like I was just a huge piece of crap, man. I was the absolute worst. And like, here's something I left out. When my wife invited me to go to church that night, you know, I went and talked to her, and our secrets are what keep us sick. And like, man, I went through and told my wife like all the things, like, dude, everybody's got them. Those things that you like, I'm never going to tell anybody this. I'm going to take this to my grave. I will never say it. The things that we think we're going to go to hell for. Like, dude, I had that conversation with my wife, and I told her all my deepest, darkest, filthiest, most rotten secrets, dude. All the things that I was so ashamed of doing.
The night of church, or the night
that night we started talking again, and somehow, by the grace of God, you know, instead of hating me, she loved me more for it. So that had been a huge storm for us, though.
Yeah.
So we go from that storm, and now we're in this, and I'm thinking to myself, how am I supposed to tell this woman who just forgave me for all of these things and was so excited for this and could not wait to be a mom, and this is the biggest thing that's ever happened to her, that we're going to go home with an empty car seat? So they got him, dude, and there's machines everywhere, and they're all packed in this little jail cell of a room, and all the machines are going, dude, and they're all rushing around and trying to do stuff, and they're working on him. And this little nurse who had been with me the whole time was just praying with me and praying with me and praying with me, and I'm just broken. Like, dude, it's the worst. Like, bro, like, the dope game was brutal. Like, that broke my heart, it broke my soul, it took me to my knees, like, worst. It took me to suicide. None of that held a candle to the tragedy and horror and nightmare that I was facing. It was the worst experience of my life.
I believe it.
So I'm standing here, and this little nurse, and she's like, you know, we're just standing there together, and the charge nurse comes out, and she's like, Mr. Cantrell, like, we need a name. I wanted a junior. There was no chance in hell my wife was going to let me have a John Jr. So the plan was, she's going to have the baby, they're going to hand me the baby, God's going to give me the name, I'm going to name the kid John Jr., everything's going to be good. Well, that never happened. So we hadn't named him yet. So the charge nurse is like, I need a name so that I can order him meds and I can start putting orders in and get his medications and all this stuff, because we have to go now. Yeah. And man, I lived, that was this is the most shameful moment of my life. Man, for a second, it's like I lived an eternity in those few moments. Dude, I did not want to give him a name. I didn't want to name him because it would have made it all real. So my first thought was, I don't want to name this kid. My second thought was, I could walk to a bar from here and drink until none of this ever happened. Well, that wasn't an option.
Yeah.
That wasn't an option. So she said, what's his name? And I said, John. And she said, no, sir, not your name. What's your son's name? And I said, if I name him John and he doesn't make it, or if he makes it, my wife's literally going to kill me. So I just blurted out Cooper. And she's like, all right, Cooper it is. Cooper Lee. His name's Cooper Lee. So they, the nurse took me over to another room. She's like, if you want to go in here and pray and just have a moment alone, you can. So I went in there, man, and I saw these little notes clipped on the wall, and I started reading them, and there were notes from parents to their kids in the NICU. And brother, in that room right there, dude, I got handed the most dangerous thing on the planet. I was given hope. So they told us, man, like, so they 5 times in the first 7 days we were there, they asked us how we wanted to say goodbye to our son. You know, the morphine had his heart rate drop below 19 beats a minute. He was going to die. They had to take him off of morphine. They thought if they took him off the morphine, dude, because he was in such an incredible amount of pain from all the lactic acid buildup from suffocating for days in the womb. I mean, they were like, dude, if we give him chest compressions, there's a chance we could break his chest. But man, I made a decision. You know, I don't care what this kid's life looks like. I don't care what disabilities he has. I don't care what he can do, what he can't do. I don't care if I'm this kid's dad for a day, a week, a month, a year, 100 years. I'm going to be the best darn dad to this kid that I can possibly be for however long he's here.
Love it.
But yeah, man, so he lost 50% of his brain at birth. The doctors told us he was never going to walk. He was never going to talk. I mean, universal brain damage. The majority in the prefrontal cortex, like where you do like reasoning, right? And are able to put thoughts together and do things. And then in the back where vision and hearing are affected. So they said he'll never walk. He'll never talk. He's going to have severe cerebral palsy, severe epilepsy. He'll be completely blind and completely deaf. And God had other plans.
Yeah. Praise God.
God had other plans. Should we bring him in?
Yeah, please.
Should we bring him in?
Pause it.
Can we bring him in for a second?
Yeah.
Coop dog!
Coop.
Super Coop! The Cooper monster's in the house. Come here, little dude. Come see Daddy.
Come see Dad.
Come see Dad. Buddy.
What's up, Coop dog?
Buddy, who is that? Is that Uncle Damon? Uncle Damon? Is that Uncle Kevin? Knuckles?
Yes.
Hey,
Not too
Cooper,
hard.
what's your favorite thing to do?
Yeah.
Motorcycle ride or jet ski ride?
I guess ski.
You like hitting big waves?
The waves.
Big waves with Daddy?
Yeah.
Buddy,
Daredevil.
are you a good boy? Put your dukes up.
I'll go for more.
Daddy's gonna put a knot on your head.
get it.
You want a knuckle sandwich?
Yeah.
You want a knuckle sandwich?
Yeah.
So this dude,
I get it.
the city of Topeka has nicknamed this guy the Little Pastor. So dude, he stands at the front of church during worship with his little hands up, just praising Jesus at the top of his lungs.
He really does, man.
No, like, dude, this kid has brought more people to Christ through his story. I've heard people that were on the verge of suicide that have messaged me and be like, "Your son's videos are what kept me alive. The hope that I saw in him, and the miracles that I saw God doing in his life gave me hope."
And he brightens the room. I met him for the first time today and came to me and let me hold him, gave me a hug, and the whole office,
We'll
the
go
whole
potty.
office, the light.
We'll
just
go potty.
brought
You
light
want to
into
go
the
see your
room.
mom?
Mom, go potty.
All right,
You're
you
on
go
the
potty, dude.
Podcast, man.
Thanks for going. This is the real goat right here.
You're the man.
You are the man.
Go potty.
He's been going potty a lot, man.
He is. He's a good boy.
Doing good.
Hey, listen, they said he was like, we never thought he'd be potty trained. It took him 3 years to learn how to walk. Like, dude, he started with a
Walking,
walker.
running.
He started with a walker, dude. Now he goes out and does road work with me in the morning. He runs with me.
I've watched it all, man, from the beginning, and it's amazing. And I tell him every time, and it's probably, he's around him every single day. And
Yeah.
I'm around him once a week. I see
Yep.
him that much, and it's from, in this last year, it's just incredible the leaps and bounds that he's made. It's
Bro, God
remember
makes,
stuff, he
God
knows
makes
my
a way
name.
where there is no way.
Yep. And that faith, as he feels it, had to have grown. I mean, the house he's growing up in, the
Smart
faith
kid,
is
man.
going to make that body do whatever God has for it.
Amen.
And hearing that it's not possible, and hearing that it's not, you aren't hearing it.
Yeah, you tell me what my God can do. I'll show you what my
What he
God can
I
do.
love it. Yeah, because I bet the doctors at that time,
Dude,
are
like the
saying,
doctors,
"There's no
his
hope."
doctors in his life were literally like, this is an actual miracle. And we're talking about atheist doctors from Nepal,
Oh yeah.
right? From India, saying, this has never happened. This has never happened before. Like, bro, this is what happened.
Amazing.
They would tell us what they needed for him to survive. Like, we couldn't have our parents there. It's the middle of COVID. We were all by ourselves, new parents.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. Dude, I would make lists. The doctor would tell us what they needed for him to survive. I would put it out in a post on Facebook. It went internationally viral. People in churches all over the world were praying for our son. And within hours, the doctors would come back and tell us that our prayers had been answered. Wow. I watched literal biblical miracles happen in this kid's life every day for over a month.
Amazing. What a blessing to witness, and then building your faith. I mean, as strong as you were, and knowing that in those times, I know that when we go through and Satan tries to remind us of things we've done.
Oh, for
things
sure.
We're going to hell
Every
for,
day, man.
And
Every
then
day.
something happens to our kids, and we go, I'm being punished for my thoughts. I'm being
Right.
punished for the actions that I did.
Right.
And battling
And dude,
that.
I could have stopped there, right?
Yeah.
I had every excuse in the world to let the worst thing that ever happened to me be the reason I never did anything else in life.
Yeah.
Right? When we have those things happen, right? You're going through that right now.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
So Coach's wife is finishing her second round of chemo.
Oh man.
She's 53 weeks into chemo this time. This is her second round. The first round was 20 weeks of it. Then this last one was 45. She's got 14 weeks left of this one.
Goodness.
Double mastectomy.
Yeah, best woman in the world, elementary
Teacher.
school teacher, loved by the
So-
entire, like every kid that's ever
Put
had
up
her.
with you.
I say
Yeah.
boxing saved my life. She probably really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Wasn't
for
her,
sure,
we did
without
that
a
reason
doubt.
for sure, you know.
Right.
31
praying
lymph
for
nodes
her.
taken out, 16 rounds of radiation, man. She got the short straw, but she's doing it, man.
Fighting.
She's doing it. She's
Fighting.
She had to take off today because this last round was pretty rough on her, but she's worked every day through it, man. She's tough, bro.
But
Right.
we can let the worst things that happen to us be the reason we never do anything,
Yeah.
ever do anything again in our lives, or we can let that be the launching pad to skyrocket us into doing what God has put in front of our
to
feet.
do. So good.
man.
All of it we talk about. All of it's going to the gym. Like you go through a car accident, you go through cancer, it's going to the gym. God's building, and you pray and ask God, hey, be careful what you pray for. We talk about that.
He'll
give
give
me
it to you.
patience. He's going to give you opportunities to be patient.
Ask for humility.
Make me better. Yeah, ask for humility. He's going to humble you. It's not going to be the gift of patience. We've said before. It's going to be an opportunity to be the most patient you're going to have to be.
Right, but isn't the test such a beautiful
Blessing.
gift? Because we don't respect anything that we get
No.
easily. Nothing worth having
Exactly.
is easily gotten.
Yep, and you don't remember it.
No,
If it
no,
was
no,
free,
no.
it's like it's okay if I lose it.
Yeah, bro, we are hard heads.
Exactly.
We need that thumb.
Knuckleheads.
Yeah, man, we're
Yeah.
knuckleheads, bro.
Exactly.
We need it.
Need
We
the
need it hard and
scars.
fast.
You need it.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Like I tattoo my notes on me, man. Right? Matthew 6:33.
Love it.
I get to chase in that world, man. I got to remember, seek first the kingdom.
Seek first.
Seek first the kingdom, and all else will be granted.
I love it.
You know, it's wild. So yeah,
That
no,
story's amazing, man.
I'm huge, brother. I'm huge. I'm 315 pounds. I got a sick kid, and I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to tell this kid, that he can achieve anything in life with hard work and consistency and discipline, and a faith in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? How am I going to tell him that he can accomplish his dreams when I never even tried mine? So at 315 pounds, bro, I walked into a gym and I asked the number 6 greatest fighter in Kansas history if he'd be my coach. And he told me,
Nah, man.
he told me no,
good.
bro. He told me no. This dude
Did
told
he
me
go
no.
like this? Did he look you up and down? I'm like, no.
Yeah, but I mean, he said,
315.
listen, this is what he said. He's like, John, listen, man, I've seen you fight. I've seen how you train. Like, dude, I'm done with boxing. I only train champions. And like, bro, that's not who you
I
are.
love it.
I just was like, man, I've you're not walking it, I mean,
Yeah.
it's, and you're,
Yeah.
but this dude
Yeah.
showed
up.
me,
So
man,
I-
real
shows
fast.
So I kept showing up and I kept working hard and I kept putting in the time. And finally,
Yeah.
one day he pulls me aside. He's like, John, why do you want this so bad?
Yep.
And I told him Cooper's story. I told him Cooper's story. I told him.
You didn't know John that well.
Still gets me, man. It still gets me every time. I heard it 20
Yeah.
times now, man, and it still,
too.
Yeah.
gets me. And then he did. He told me the story, and I mean, by the second fight that he had, we were fighting the Topeka's toughest guys. And knocking
Kansas
them out.
is heavyweight champion.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And knocking them
Never
out
been
by
stopped.
then.
I stopped him for the first time. My third pro fight.
And you literally wouldn't believe how many of my good friends, close friends, family members, like, there's no way John's going to beat that guy in
Yeah.
the fight, And I'm like, you guys don't know what I'm doing. This guy's motor. He might be 260 at that, or whatever he was at that point. I don't remember. I can't even remember.
We were 218
I
for
see pictures
Mario.
now, man, and I can't. I don't even remember you like that, And I see him, it's like he really was, just fell off of him, just melting butter, man, and just getting her done. And yeah, John's. The one thing about John is, and he's drawing crowds now, 5,000-6,000 people, which is, not unheard of in Topeka.
Yeah.
I'd get 3,800 people in there, and that was huge for Topeka. This guy's doing 5,000-6,000. We're expecting maybe 7,000-8,000 in Topeka on this next one. But the bottom line of it, as a coach and everything else put aside, what really makes me excited is somebody. I know. I fought for the heavyweight championship of the world, and I've been humbled in boxing. I was 100-0 as a street fighter. I got into boxing. I got my ass kicked down.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to have to come back to the gym and go back. My wife would say, "What are you doing?" I mean,
Yeah.
it looked like I was sorting bobcats. I'm thinking about how I'm going to get this guy tomorrow. 'Cause
Yeah.
This is how I'm making money. I'm not
Get him
doing
back.
drugs
I
no
love
more.
it.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And coming back, and this guy right here, what I say is, he's doing the work. You know, you have to do the work.
Yeah.
There's at the point that he's at right now, this guy's coming to beat John's. Take what he got. You know, this guy's Super Bowl.
Everyone wants the first.
This is this guy's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is his thing. John Cantrell was this guy. Didn't have no amateur fight, no amateur boxing matches. I mean, really no Golden Glove amateur boxing. They maybe did it in some kind of exhibition or something at some certain, but no real boxing at all. You know, some MMA fights but you know, getting up doing the 7 rounds. You know, we're gonna go do 20 rounds on the pads. You know, things like that. I mean, the real brutal stuff that you know to. You know, and they say when you get to, it's hard to get to the top, but when you get to the top, it's harder.
It's harder to stay at the top.
Everybody wants you that,
sure.
and you know that, man. It's the way it is, and it's like I just tell them we can't play this. I mean, you know, and John, everybody wants John to do this, and I'm just like, come on, John.
Yeah.
Go to the gym, and he comes, man, and he does it, you know, and he puts the work in, and that's what impressed me the most, I would say, of all, because he just kept showing up.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if I don't train you, you're just going to keep showing up.
Exactly.
You know, and I have no choice to do it, you know. And you know, I'm going to beat this guy, and all right, let's go do it. You know, and I'll give you all I got, and look where we are, man. Goated.
It's amazing.
Goated, bro. We're goated.
I love it.
I think, honestly,
cool.
I love, God's blessed us with a great brand, but I honestly love that you're here, too, because we're going to shower you in prayer, like we have been. But also,
Beautiful.
I want to talk about today, I call it a sicko. Like, goats, most of them are sicko mentality. I played golf with Michael Jordan, and the next day I think was Thanksgiving or it was a holiday, and I had to come back because we beat him. I had to come back the next day because he couldn't sleep. Couldn't sleep if we took $5 off him or took $10,000 off him.
Yeah.
And I played golf with Larry Bird in a group with 12 guys. He walked off on the 3rd hole and surrendered because he's like, I haven't hit the range. I'm not where I need to be, and I'm not going to do this for 3 hours. You beat me. You'll never beat me again, and walked off the golf course. I've watched him play horse with friends of mine. He lives in Naples. He's a goat. And these guys that I've been blessed to be around, I played golf with President Trump, goat.
Awesome.
And he has a chip on his shoulder. He goes through it all, which, say what you want to say, he gets attacked. Anyone in politics getting attacked.
Oh, for sure.
To wake up and go, 8 million people are saying this, 4 million people are saying this, and not concerned with it and going, I'm going to do what I think's best or what's right today, and ignore all the noise. But what I'm so pumped for at this time that this trip happened is because I know that if you're not a goat and you're not having that mentality, you're not a sicko, you start to go, man, I'm 25-0 in the golf industry. It's going to come soon. And if you're not a sicko, you're going, the sickos are going, it's never going to happen.
You're going to have to kill me.
I'm never going down.
You're going to have to kill me to beat me.
And I'm around business people who go, yeah, we had a couple good years, so a bad year was due. No, I don't want to have a bad quarter. I don't have a bad month.
Yeah, man.
And people are like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, sorry, I'm a killer. I'm not. I love you, but I'm.
That's right.
So I love that because I want the people to hear it to go, it's the same thing. You go undefeated for a couple of years. Your marriage is real good for 14 months. You don't go, hey, I can do this now.
Nah,
I can have a
you
drink
gotta work
because
harder.
I can do.
Yeah, you got to work harder. You got to put
be a
more in.
sicko.
You got to train harder. You got to be crazier.
Yep.
Completely obsessed.
Yep. You can't get complacent. Complacency's that.
Can't be okay with losing,
And this is the
man.
deal,
no.
man. It's so much bigger than me. This has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I know I'm not that great of a fighter. I know I'm not that great of a boxer. This has all been God, and this has all been Him using my platform to spread His gospel. So, dude, win, lose, or draw, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
For me,
God's
dude,
got a plan.
God has got a plan, and He is going to do what He wants to do, and I'm going to walk because He walked for me.
I love it. Yeah. It's so huge. We got to have that mentality, and if it's so good. This is the best like transition from like ashes to friggin' angels, right? Is walking and flying and being above it all, and being. I've talked about being an eagle, soaring above it all, and being an intimidating factor, but also, I mean, dominant. You got to be a killer, and you got to soar above stuff that's the junk below you, and you got to just keep showing up, keep doing what you're doing, keep doing what God wants you to do. And I'm talking to everybody. I hope you realize that in life
And the
and
goosebumps
marriage,
just
and
talking about
it's
it, man,
crazy.
makes- yeah,
Me too. I'm
you
getting
work
fired
out.
up. We had so I got to hear your coach. Who's your goat? Boxing. And then,
So I got a few that are. So Muhammad Ali, man, I really, really, really like Muhammad. I mean, I know a lot of people always say Muhammad Ali, you know, but if you really look back on it, you know, yeah, he got beat, but he was out of shape. Whenever he got back in shape, you know, he beat those guys. Yeah. You know, look at the Rumble. Look at George Foreman, who was knocking out Joe Frazier, knocking him down 6 times, and Joe Frazier doing this. And look what Ali did with him. So I like him as that. one of my warrior fighters was Arturo Gatti. I really liked Arturo Gatti just from the warrior mentality. Maybe he wasn't the GOAT, but I just loved his just
the battle with Irish Mickey Ward.
I've watched that fight 100 times. Round 9 of the first fight. I mean,
one of the best rounds of boxing in history.
Like, this is sick.
Crazy.
Round 9.
Arturo Gatti and Irish Mickey Ward round 9 was one of the best rounds of boxing
Another
ever.
one of my greatest ones was Johnny Tapia. Okay. I really liked Tapia. Mi vida loca, my crazy life, he would say. And he was really good. But I would say Muhammad Ali was my greatest one of that I really watched a lot. Basically, when I say I watched all his fights, because, when he was Cassius Clay and stuff, there's good ones, man, you know. And then you got the local guys. We were just talking about this today. Evander Holyfield. People don't realize what the wars he's been through with giants. He got
he's light heavyweight, cruiserweight, heavyweight champion. Like, dude, just incredible.
3 wars with Riddick Bowe, draw with Lennox Lewis. I mean, these guys are monsters, man. And
he's heavier, twice.
Heavier, longer, bigger.
And he's this size. Yeah. He's really legitimately. His max was 215, I think, is the most he ever weighed or something, ever. And just chiseled and just, wow, man. Look what he did to Mike Tyson,
Made
Mike Tyson bite his ear off.
I feel like the best, I mean, I was born in 88, so I saw Tyson Holyfield.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and now I watch boxing today, and I'm like, man, the ones that are on Netflix and Jake Paul and these guys. Yeah. I'm like,
but
and I loved watching
Mike Tyson. We got a real
Tyson.
champion right now. Yeah. Alexander Usyk is the truth, man.
Yeah.
He's my favorite fighter. My dream fight is to fight Alexander Usyk.
Okay.
That's my dream fight, man. I want to fight Alexander Usyk for the heavyweight world title.
Amazing. You have to be a lot of mountains to be moved for that, because he's probably got 5 fights already figured out, what he wants to do right now, you know what I mean?
We're 7-8 fights away from that.
Yeah.
I truly believe Jake Paul would be a real good fight for this guy right now, man.
Yeah.
Especially winning this belt, it will give him something. But with him fighting
he just
Joshua,
jumped.
I don't know what's going to happen. I think he's going to get knocked out. It's a real fight.
Yeah.
I think he'll go 3 or 4 rounds with Anthony Joshua maybe. But I don't know what to believe with him fighting anymore, man. I don't know. You're going from Gervonta Davis, 135 pounds, to, which 160 walking around.
Didn't he fight a basketball player?
He's fought. Dude, and then trying to fight Tank Davis, bro, 135 pounder. Like, dude, come on, man.
So all of a sudden, a real fight with a world champion.
Yeah.
That's beat Klitschko, and that's,
a legitimate world champ.
Yeah.
Silver medalist in the Olympics.
How many people are going to be able to tell if that fight is rigged?
I mean, it's going down on. We just Googled it today.
You guys will be able to tell.
Travis Hartman.
It's not rigged, bro.
I don't think this one will be.
Joshua's already rich. What does he need the money for?
I think they're going to make $100 million each, man.
Yeah, I was going to say he's going to get it either way.
I mean, so like, what would Jake Paul? Say he goes and gets beat 3 or 4 rounds. I fought him. Okay, now I'll go back down and fight a cruiserweight.
Yeah, he'll fight another one.
I'll go fight a cruiserweight and go. And my followers are still going to follow me.
That's right. Yeah. He'll always be the bad boy boxer.
I might only make $15 million my next fight or whatever, but we'll go back up to the drawing because he got beat by Tommy Fury. And nobody talks about it.
I would smoke Tommy, bro.
Nobody talks about it anymore. They forgot about that.
Yes.
You got beat by a real boxer when you fought one.
Yeah.
And he's not even in the top.
This is a journeyman. I'm ranked higher than Tommy.
I'm box ranked. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So it's not even close.
It's and he got worked, man.
It's the promotion.
But I do not throw dirt on Jake Paul. He's bringing YouTubers. He's bringing people to the sport, and he can fight a little bit.
Yeah, he can fight.
Take nothing from him.
Dude, listen, you got unlimited resources. You train with the best in the world. Your diet's perfect. Your gym is perfect. Your trainers are perfect. You've got the money. Dude, I work 2-3 jobs, bro. I got a family to feed. And I still box 6 hours a day. Dude, I have 16, 18-hour days to try to do what these guys are doing.
Yeah.
Jake has all day, every day to just do that. Dude, that's why sponsorships are such a big deal. The help that you guys are giving me, all the stuff that Goated is doing for me. When you guys came in and joined and you were like, man, you represent God above all things every day.
Yep.
When we can do stuff like that, that helps me get to the next level.
It's good. Well, we want to do more. We'll have more people watching and going, hey, how can we support? I was going to say,
if you're looking for a guy that puts God first in everything and that's trying to do the best he can to show his son that no matter how old you are or how beat up you are or how dark your past is, I'm your Huckleberry.
Let's do it. I'll be your Huckleberry.
The real deal when
Johnny Ringo.
I said the first call we got on, I told my brother that connected it, I'm like, man, we got to be. I mean, this is what we pray for: is like-minded people. I'm like, man, and I said that day, I'm like, I hope we can get him to Naples someday. And it's happened sooner than I wanted, which is a blessing. But I'm all in, and I'm pumped, and God's got a great plan. And the biggest thing for me, you know, we talked about it, is like when God gives you a platform, you see a lot of it wasted. And you've seen it, Coach. You've seen, and you probably have regrets from your past going, man, I used this, I partied in Europe after a win instead of doing what I should have done, right? Man, and it's so hard to...
That's a whole other podcast.
Hey, Damon's in the gym. Like, we fight on Saturday.
Yeah.
We're in the gym on Monday.
Yeah, it's different.
Like, I don't have time to waste.
No, I know.
I don't have time to waste.
I started late.
7 days a week.
I turned pro at 23, and I mean, you turned pro at 31.
Yeah.
You know, so...
It's crazy.
You know, yeah, so
Damon,
it's
you look ready to go right now, though. Could you fight right now if the money... If Jake Paul said, I want you,
it's done.
You could fight.
I could.
The whole thing. He beat him to death.
I just, you know, like, when we first started, I got in there with John. I don't like getting hit anymore, man.
Yeah.
I've been hit so many
but
times.
But you can avoid
man.
it.
Yeah, and, you know, I got 5 good minutes in me, man, for sure.
Yeah, you'll get that smoke.
I'm probably in as good a shape as I've
Show
ever
me
been,
abs.
man.
Show me abs. Flex on him. He's got an 8-pack, bro. He'll be 54 years old next month. He's got an 8-pack. Dude's in the best shape of his life. He's a killer.
So, but, you know, training this guy, and it's given me a reason to, you know, and then, you know, and then with my wife, you know, something I can control, man, is what I'm doing, you know, and being good and just, you know, it's just been, honestly, it's just been all a huge blessing, man. It's going by so fast, you know, and it just, but it's...
We're having a good time, though, are we?
He always says that we're having a good time. We're having a great time, man.
Yeah, man.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, I love coming and meeting people like you and just, you know, I've always, you know, believed in God, but I've never really walked the walk and the things like that. And just to see other people, you know, like life, this, right? It's just, yeah, man, it
helps me too.
You know,
it's not easy.
And winners, man.
So at some point in time, this guy's got a heart on. He's got to meet Donald Trump.
Okay,
and he's got to meet Gary Brecka. We do Gary Brecka's breath work every morning.
I saw the video.
Cold
showers, dude. Ice baths. I do the row. I take all the row stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm working on a presidential pardon. I'm working on a presidential pardon myself. So
there you go.
Uncle Donnie, help you. Give your boy a shot here. Give your boy a shot.
Yeah.
I swear, I do it. I'm a good boy now. I just spread Jesus.
Yeah, he's
crazy.
John, you know, last thing with that John, man, it was like, is John really? Is he really?
The real deal.
He says he is the real deal. I go, hey man, this guy will pray for you. He'll mean it, and then he'll kick the crap right out of you.
Knock you out.
You know what I mean? He'll come and beat you up. You know, and John's like so nice and stuff. I'm like, man, hell, I know John's just going over there to pray with his opponent.
I've prayed with all 15 every one of my opponents, all 15 of my opponents before the fight.
Yep.
And after the fight.
Every time, man.
I prayed with every single one of them.
Wow. And they're all, you know, and it's awesome, and it's you know, as you know, though, even on the mat or MMA, whatever, it's business, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's business. They're trying to hurt you.
It's the hurt business.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Sorry. And football, you know, I played college football. Honest, I was hurt a lot in those games, too.
Yeah.
You know, stepped on and hands and things like that. Boxing, just trying to knock somebody out.
Trying to kill somebody.
Trying to, you know, really
You're in a ring with somebody trying to kill you.
But it's been just an unbelievable ride, man. It's so fun, and I'm just looking forward to I don't want time to go any faster than it's already going in my life.
I was gonna say.
But I'm sure looking forward to what else God has in store. I told my best friend today and sent numerous messages, man. I think something big's gonna happen for this guy. I mean, big things are happening.
Yeah.
Don't let me
Dana,
don't let me say that at all. But I think something big's gonna happen.
Dana and Turkey are putting together the TKO League. And I think that's perfect for guys like me. You know, you get over there, you know, guys like me who normally, you know, with all the politics in boxing, like you don't ever really get the shot unless you're this or you're that. You know, Dana and Turkey are doing away with that, and they've got the bread to put together the best fights. You know, I think what I have for me, you know, eventually is going to be a 3, 4, 5 fight contract over in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
You know, if I get that and sign with the TKO League like that, brother, that changes my life. That changes my family's life.
Yeah.
That changes
it's
Cooper's life.
What I always say, man, we got to keep getting better, man.
You know, we
got to keep getting better. We can't be satisfied. You know what I mean? Because that's the whole thing. We're not good enough yet.
No.
We got to keep getting better. We got to keep proving ourselves. I mean, every time, because we're just climbing the ladder right now.
Right.
We're not there yet.
We ain't there.
We're not there.
Complacency.
We'll be there.
None.
We'll be there, though. You know.
What's amazing?
This next fight is going to be a big step.
Big step.
You know,
on the ladder.
It'll jump him up a lot. And
what's amazing is I've been on this kick a little bit of God speaking to me about just we're gonna get to heaven and God just we're gonna have more knowledge, right? A lot
Oh,
more
yeah.
knowledge, and we're gonna go, man, that stoplight I was really pissed about saved me from this, and it saved me from this 10 times, right? But I say that as an example. So we were just in Pinehurst and met, and we'll talk after this, Dana White's agent, who runs all of Dana White's stuff. Have his phone number, have everything, and loves Goated, like in love with Goated. He's an investor in a couple companies that are tied with us too. Not only that, but my lead videographer, I'm sitting here getting goosebumps as you guys are talking, left. He's in Cape Coral. He left to go work for Jake Paul, videoing Jake Paul's stuff.
Oh, wow.
So, and I have his contact and talk to them all the time. So
Let's go.
God's working,
Amen.
and we knew when we met, and I kind of mentioned, I mean, it was just perfect timing because I pray for good men around me. I pray for good dads around me. I pray
Amen.
for masculine men that
Bold
aren't
Christians.
aren't afraid to talk about being a man, aren't afraid to be a man, and
That's right.
and when I met you guys, it makes me emotional because I'm like, this is what I pray for. And now I have an opportunity to have my company and you represent it and do great things that I can't do and that our guys, we don't have anything that can do. And in another world, another state, I mean, it's just a blessing. So
cool,
it humbles me, and it's something that God, I have to focus on the brand and keeping the brand first things first, God over all things, and making sure we represent you well too. And so I'm pumped. I'm grateful for it. But I can tell you, and you both know, you're going to look back and you're going to say, this was a blessing. It was fun, but there's no mistake that you met John the time that you did because your wife was about to go through another round of it, or us, or me, and not a time for me to meet you because I don't know what's in our future and the storm we're going through. I got family going through chemo, and they said a couple months ago, my uncle said that he's been going through chemo. He's like, I wouldn't wish chemo on a single person. He's Jewish heritage, and he said if I could give Adolf Hitler chemo and press the button and make him go through chemo, I wouldn't do it.
Wow.
It's a bad
That's
deal.
how bad
man.
it is.
It's a bad deal, man.
So I'll be praying for
But thank
your
you so
wife
much.
and you
It's-
too.
yeah,
It's a
it's,
battle.
It's been a rough, it's, like you said, I can only do so much. Wish I could take some of it off of her, but you can't.
I know.
And just be the best
Be
I can
there.
be for her, and
Yep. And show up.
and show
And
up,
just
and
show
just,
up.
and think about being under that palm tree here, in 6 months when it's all done and said
Exactly.
and done and over, man, and then it's in the past, and,
Yep.
and just
Now you guys
thank
got a
God she's
place.
strong enough to fight the way she
Yeah.
is, and they can put her through the chemo and so.
No, and you're a piece of that battle too to make
you,
her
brother.
strong
Oh,
enough.
thank you,
Big
bro.
time.
And Cooper too.
Amazing.
The hug today, I'm telling you, just changed my life.
Dude, you can when
it
you
was amazing.
when you experience that little boy, you feel God's grace.
Amazing.
Like he has the spirit on him like nobody I've ever met.
So true.
I am so envious of my son's relationship with Christ. Like
That's awesome.
I want my relationship with Christ
Yeah.
to be like that. Talk about seeing the world through the eyes of a child.
Yep. So true, that Bruce. Amazing.
Yeah.
God is good. This podcast, this episode's amazing. So grateful for you guys being here. So grateful for, again, the platform you're using. We'll all be praying for you. We got to release this early. Well, we'll do it before the fight and be able to do the pay-per-view link and do all those things so people can watch and listen. And where else what are the @ symbols? So I like to end with where they can follow you. It's @
Yeah,
Like
so
on Instagram.
at John the Iron Man Cantrell on Facebook, Iron_Man_Cantrell on Instagram. Strunkle, what's our TikTok?
The real Iron Man.
The Real Iron Man on
That's
TikTok.
a sick username. I love it.
And
the
then
gym?
IronManCantrell.com for the website.
Okay. And they can get the pay-per-view on any of those. They'll see the
So
pay-per-view link.
I will put the link out on my on everything.
And then
it'll
the
be
gym?
IronManCantrell.tv or IronManCantrell.media.
Okay, awesome. And the gym or anything we could follow you? You
Yeah,
still have
man.
the gym?
So we're doing a big fundraiser. So we get to actually train at Three Shields, which is a youth boxing program.
Amazing.
But we're donating $1 for every ticket sold to Three Shields.
To the Three Shields.
And we better sell at least 5,500 tickets because we made it 5,500. They needed new
Commitment.
gloves and headgear, so we went ahead and made our donation.
I love it. We'll cover the
I'm gonna
gap
say
if you
real
don't.
fast,
if you don't
good
do it.
man.
Yeah,
What
good.
this guy does, every single show, he takes 10% of the true, real deal profits and picks a
Charity.
Local
Local children's charity.
And he does it, and in the beginning,
Amazing.
man, it's my mind. I'm like, let's go, man. Let's get another one. Let's do more,
love it.
So it's just cool, man. It's
So
it's
huge.
really cool to be part of, man. It really, really is.
So huge.
No,
I love
Yeah,
it.
man.
Well, I love it. Grateful for you. We got everyone listening, I hope you enjoyed that like I did. I'm in a daze. I'm ready to run through a wall too at the same time.
Hey man, if there's anybody out there that's struggling right now, that's going through a hard time, that's in the middle of the storm, guys, life starts with surrender. Life starts with surrender. Give it to God. We can't carry these things. We can't do it with our own strength. He's the only one who can do it.
So true.
Let him in. Just let him in and watch the miracles and the promises start happening in your life.
So good. I love it.
Kevin, dude, your brand, your life, your business, everything you're doing, dude, it's so incredible. I cannot tell you how grateful I am as a fighter. My team is to have you guys supporting us. Like,
we're in.
It's
grateful for you. It's
game
awesome.
changer, man.
God's
Thank you.
been good.
God is good.
Love it. Love y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Go follow John and the team and be praying for him. God bless.
God bless.
Stay goated.
Stay goated, baby.
Goated.
Stay goated, baby.
I love that. That's awesome, man.